Welcome to the Bogart Effect, a wealthy wisdom podcast. Please see important disclosure information at the end of the presentation.
Exactly right. Now, I'll come back to where I also see one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to estate planning. It's before you ever get your documents done. There's one tiny piece that you're hung up on. And so you're having a really hard time making a decision on, oh, wow, who gets, this, or what percentage of my estate goes to the children of my second family, or whatever the case may be. But there's something small that stops you from completing the documents. And I see that time and time and time again. My advice there is to say, get your documents as complete as you possibly can. So you've got them pretty much as close to being complete. And if there's one little thing that's still outstanding, come back and revisit it. But at least get the basic done, so that most of your estate is the way it should be. And then you can always come back and revisit that one piece that's hanging you up.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, at the end of the day, you never know what's going to happen in life. The proverbial car accident on the way home or whatever. Not having an estate plan in place can be catastrophic.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're in a situation where one spouse is a little more savvy than another. I had an unfortunate one probably 2 years ago now where the husband was 54 years old, suddenly passed away from a heart attack. I feel blessed in the context that we had at least done a plan for them. Now, I had actually never met the wife, right? But we at least did a financial plan so we knew where everything was. And yes, there were some trusts already in place, but not everything was titled correctly. We had some forced liquidations on some of the employer benefits. We had some insurance. You just had all of these things that were moving together. And it's already such an emotional period of time, right? I mean, massive change in life. And then all of a sudden to throw all of these decisions have to be made in a vortex period of time. Having that plan is so important to be able to help with the flow of assets, to be able to have access to assets, and ultimately to help enable the wishes that you desire to have. I want to talk a little bit about who are the parties. The previous podcast was intended for general information purposes only. The information discussed is no substitute for personalized investment advice from Bogart or another investment professional. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and it should not be assumed that the future performance of any specific investment, strategy, or service will be profitable, suitable, or successful. Bogart is not a law firm or accounting firm, and no portion of its services should be construed as legal or accounting advice. There is no guarantee a client will experience a certain level of results if Bogart is engaged. Our brochure describing services and fees can be found at www.bogartwealth.com.